So picking up from the last time, when we last visited us, we were working on the Predator pistol. This is a Mass Effect thing. We had assembled it. Alex had taken this gun and done the basic paint job on it to follow the paint scheme of the video game. So now we're going to take it and do a little bit of distressing on it. So we're back here in the repair area. I probably haven't told you guys about this, but we've got a new repair area here at Replay Airsoft Arena. So if you're wondering why there's suddenly even more room in the staging area, we've moved into a whole nother room here, so we're able to serve you guys a little bit better. So what we're going to do is try to give it a weathered or distressed look. So we're going to add areas where it looks like the metal has worn through the bluing or whatever. So I'm going to start doing it, and we'll explain exactly what we're doing as we work on it. So to do this, we're just using some basic Rust-Oleum. This is just a metallic finish spray paint. All I do is just spray some in the lid of it so that I can actually just, put it on the brush and do it. And as far as the brush goes, I'm not really using anything expensive. These are just some crappy artist brushes I picked up at the dollar store. Sometimes the brushes can be a little erratic when you look at the bristles on them. So if you want to make it a little more precise, you could take a pair of scissors and just sort of trim it and do it on sort of a diagonal so that it creates actually a point on it, so it gives you a better edge for doing your accents on the gun. The best advice I can give you is to try to just use your imagination that if the gun got dragged across the ground, what parts of it would touch. So if you've got areas that are sort of concave, obviously they're not going to touch the ground, so the outer edges and corners of the gun are going to be the things that are going to be most likely to get dragged across the ground. So you can see this side I have not done yet. This side I've started on, and you can see all of the edges. I've added a little bit of accent, and then you just sort of drag it across the corners and just give it sort of that effect. I've seen other guys that'll take like a paper towel and spray the paint on a towel and then just sort of brush it across the gun. That just sort of gives a really worn kind of look to it, as if the gun's like some sort of, post-apocalyptic thing. If you want to make the gun look like it's sort of a service gun that's just been well used, but it hasn't been absolutely, abused, then this is probably the better way to get a more authentic kind of distressing on the gun without making it look like it's had the crap beat out of it. So use those sort of tips to get yourself started. here we are. We've got most of the work done. You know, it's one of the things with doing this kind of thing. There's a saying that less is more. You really want to take your time with this and do little bits at a time and do highlights. One nice thing about doing this kind of distressing is that it brings out a lot of the little details in the casting, where if it's just all one monolithic color, it's kind of hard to appreciate those extra little details that are in there. So just try to use it to accent that kind of stuff. Like I said, you can use a paintbrush. I took a paper towel and just sort of dabbed it on a couple of areas just to give it some like scratching, that kind of effect to it. We've gone ahead and put the pressure pad in place, so the laser is now functioning. There's a couple of small details we're going to do with adding some sort of mag pull because of the location of the magazine being kind of up inside of the grip. It's not the easiest thing to get to. I think the point of doing this gun is it's probably more form than function. So it's not about having something that's going to be the most, efficient use of an airsoft gun, but when you want to actually, have like a cosplay thing that you want to actually be able to occasionally use to shoot at people, it's a great use for that. So if you've got something, you got an idea for something you'd like to see us try to turn into a functional airsoft gun, providing it's not something either terribly expensive or illegal, we'll see what we can do to do it. And give it a try for yourself. If there's something you want to try to do, just the sky's the limit with this kind of thing. All you need is a little bit of imagination and probably a whole lot of money as far as I can tell. So that's it. So till the bastards get you down, we'll see you next time.